Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasantaye. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamrutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandhadhāmi Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Na Vidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha.
We had seen what the God principle, divinity principle, Bhagavad Tattva is. It is Devanam, more clearly, Chit Shivaha. Chit, Chaitanya, pure consciousness principle, pure awareness principle, itself is Shiva, Mangala Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa, limitless happiness in nature. That is what the divinity principle is. And we have already seen that this principle is the Chaitanya, is our I, true I, and not the mistaken I of physical body, senses, mind, intellect. So, if our true nature is the Chaitanya Paramananda Swarupa, why is it that we suffer sorrows 24/7? In between little joy here and maybe there, limited. Why this so-called samsara? When all along our true nature is I. Can anyone rob away your nature? Your money will somebody rob away. But you, I can't be robbed away. Is it not? Even Ishvara cannot rob away. Why are we denied of our limitless happiness nature? Everything is centered on our mind, which we have, I can't say hired, but it is verily us only. Why we want the mind? We want to be in contact with the sense object vishayas. Why you want to be in the contact with that? So I will get happiness from there. Truly, the happiness doesn't lie there, it is your true nature. But because of something, because of your distorted vision, you have mistaken that the happiness there is the sense object, the Jagat. That mind needs to be trained. Mere training will not suffice. That mind has to be made to withdrawn from its preoccupation in these Vishayas, sense objects. It needs a particular method. Today it is so engrossed, as a result of which always the mind in a state of turmoil. As a result of which our Swarupa, true nature, which is Paramananda, gets distorted as it were, not really distorted, distorted as it were totally. Suppose you want to see your face. What do you make use of? Mirror. Mere mirror will not suffice. That mirror must be plain. Not only plain, it has to be clean. If you see your face in a concave mirror or convex mirror, you can have a lot of amusement. Have you seen that? Concave mirror or distorted, you can amuse yourself. You need a plain and a clean mirror. So, my dear sir, if you want to be or be aware of your Swarupa as it is, this mind must be calm and clean. If you accomplish this, afterwards, Vedanta for you is 3 minutes job. So easy. If you don't accomplish this, then whatever. Births after births you may have to take. What for? To prepare the mind. So preparation of the mind is indispensable. When you totally prepare the mind as specified in the Shastra, after Vedanta inquiry, afterwards you need not do anything. Your Swarupa gets exhibited. Your Swarupa gets displayed in that mind. And Shastra comes, my dear sir, this is your Swarupa. This is no birth, death. It's totally free from samsara. You can verify yourself. Now, how are we to proceed? Bhagavan Krishna has given a method which is highly practical, because today we are engrossed and involved in many karmas, actions. So what for we do for fulfillment of our desires? As a result, the mind is a state of flux or agitation. At the same time, you can't give up the karma also. So Karma Yoga gives us an attitude while doing the karma, supplemented by bhakti, devotion to Ishvara Bhagavan, as a result of which your mind gets calm, of course not overnight, calm, composed, serene, wherein your true nature gets displayed. This state of mind is called Chitta Prasada, or chitta shuddhi or shuddha antakarana. Shuddha antakarana. Along with this, you also need chittaikagrata, single pointedness of the mind. If these two you have got, purity of the mind and single pointedness, you can be aware of not only your Swarupa, you can abide in that, you can remain in that state. What is meant by chitta prasada? See, prasada means, you temple you get prasada. Prasada means there's a favor, kindness. It also means purity of the mind, shuddha antakarana, tranquility and composure, serenity of the mind. And prasada, serenity. Now here of what? Mind. Mental composure, tranquility, serenity, called purity of the mind. That is what chitta prasada also there. What it is capable of? It is capable of displaying, exhibiting our true nature Chaitanya as it is. See, what is called as chittasya brahma prathananukula, what is called swachhata, adarshavat. Chittasya of the mind, brahma prathananukula, anukula, conducive of brahma prathana. Prathana means displaying, exhibiting. It is capable of exhibiting, displaying Brahma in its true nature, that type of swachhata. Swachhata, purity, clarity. It is chittasya brahma prathananukula swachhata, adarshavat, like a mirror, like a crystal. Otherwise, if that is not so, your swarupa gets distorted in terms of sukha dukhatmaka samsara. For example, see, there is a prism. Through prism, you pass the beam of sunlight. What comes out? Vibgyar. 7 colors come, not your pure light. Like that, in a vikshipta mind, agitated mind, at the background of the Chaitanya is there, gets distorted in terms of sukha dukhatmaka samsara. Control the mind. For which Bhagavan says, your karmas, what you do, can be transformed in terms of worship of Ishvara. Now, one thing we should be little clear, all along in Bhagavad Gita or Shastras, the karmas, the actions referred to by the Shastra are as per varnashrama dharma. Olden days, the ashrama dharma, varna dharma. Varna 4, chaturvarna. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Ashrama, status in life, stage in life, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. As per this karma, that's respect. Nowadays, this Varnashrama system is not in practice. So, what are we to take as karma here? That we have to decide this way. First, know your status in your family. As a family member, what are your duties? Define them and discharge. As the parents, you have got duties toward the children. As the children, you have got duties toward the parents. As a brother, you have got duty toward brothers and sisters. As a sister, you have got duties toward the brother and sister. So like that, you define your duties, responsibilities as a member of the family. But you are living in a society. The society also contributes your living. You also should contribute back as such. It's all give and take. Sab take nahi chalega. Mere take will not work. Give and take. So, see the social conditions and find out where what is your responsibility. That's not enough. You are in a nation. Define your responsibilities, duties as a citizen of a nation. Go wider, the world. You are also a member of the world. Define. So, based on the present context, define your karmas. Suppose there are people who are needy. They have got many needs which they can't meet. And fortunately, you have got the capacity. Share with others. Why should I? I have earned it. Look, you might have earned. You had the prerogative to earn because you had the capacity. But whatever earned, from where have you earned? Society. So therefore, whatever that is there is public wealth, public riches. Shastra says, sir, you can take from this world that much which you need. Even though you have got capacity, you have no right to take more. And if you earn, very good, share with the needy people. Realize this responsibility. A person who draws more from the need, Shastra brands him the thief. Sena, is a thief. Is a public property created by who? Ishvara. I remember one case, one of my students, he was an engineer. And he used to go on deputation to Germany with engineers, etc. So he told me this thing. Other person, one group of engineers went there, and there was a host engineer there, German person. He showed everything, etc. One day they went to the restaurant, hotel. Or people were hungry, they ate it. They wanted still more. They ordered more than required. They had no idea about it. And they could not eat. So much food is there. They left. There was one old lady sitting there, German lady. Sir, you can't do that. These people should have kept quiet. We have paid for it. Who are you to question? We have paid for it. You might have paid, sir, our resources are limited. Our means who? As a country. Our resources are limited. She didn't stop there. Social welfare officer, within 3 minutes he came. 50 DM, Jewish mark that day, now it's a euro. 50 DM fine. The host paid it and gave a Xerox copy of that to all the parties as a souvenir. You have money, you have earned, but you have responsibility. Utilize properly. So it's a prerogative that you have earned, but share with the needy. And in that, what satisfaction you get. And see, suppose a very poor person is not able to get the food and give, see the joy on the face. That gives them more, means joy also. That is better than just having the money, etc. Well, so you define your duties, and while doing, have this attitude of karma yoga. What he says, Sve Sve Karmani Abhirataha. Or that is what? Swakarma Nirata Siddhim Yatha Vindati Tachruno. A person who is always engaged in discharging one's duties, performing one's karmas, how he gets siddhi. This word is going to come repeatedly. Be very clear about it. I will tell you what it is. How he gets siddhi, please know. What is siddhi? The siddhi is the fitness of your physical body, the fitness of your sense organs and organs of action, the fitness of your mind. For what? To gain the knowledge of oneself. It's like this. Kayendriya. That is, what the Kayendriya means? Body, mind, intellect. Or you can take this way. Karya Karana Sanghatasya. Of this assemblage of Karya Karana means body and the sense organ. Jnana Nishtha Yogyata. The Yogyata, fitness to gain the Jnana Nishtha. Jnana means Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Nishtha means firm abidance. Let us not go more into that. Bhasha is going to explain what is Nishtha, etc. Discussion is going to take place. Means firm abidance in the knowledge of oneself. Why that is required? It will be clear afterwards as we proceed. Now, a person who is engaged in the performance of one's karma, how exactly gets the fitness of the physical body, sense organs, organs of action, and the mind. Please listen from me. Krishna says to who? Arjuna. But this is the 18th chapter. 3rd chapter, he has already given the actual method of taking to karma yoga. So, karmanyevadi karma will come across that. What exactly means, we'll see. So now he said, the principle I am going to tell you, please listen. Take 46 verse, you have got the sheets. I will read, you please repeat. Loudly, okay? 46. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. This gives the principle of the karma yoga. You are worshipping Bhagavan. Who is that Bhagavan? What is the divinity principle? You say, yataha, yasmat. From whom? Yata. Bhutanam pravritti. Bhutanam, bhuta here can have two meanings. One can be Panchamahabhutas, space, air, fire, water, earth. Or Bhuta also means living beings. So you got two meanings of what? Bhuta as Panchamahabhuta, 5 great elements, and living beings. Now, pravritti also has got two meanings. What are those? One is utpatti, that is birth. Other is cheshta, the activities, actions. Now, If you take the meaning of bhuta as pancha mahabhuta, pravritti means birth. That principle from which the five great elements, pancha mahabhutas, are born. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayante abhisamvishanti tad vijidnyasasva tad brahmeti. The entity from which bhutani, there bhutani means both Panchamahabhutas and the living beings. Jayanti, yena jatani jivanti, having been born from which, in which they live, continue, exist. Yat prayanti abhisamvishanti, in which they merge back after pralaya dissolution. Tad vijidnyasasva brahmeti. So, the Brahma Tattva, Parameshwara Tattva, from which entire Jagat is born, exists in it, functions and merges back. Now here, what is that? This word Brahma can be two ways. One, Chaitanya, free from all attributes, called as Nirguna Brahma. Attributeless Brahma is pure Chaitanya. Other, same Brahma from the standpoint of the creation, that is the Ishvara Tattva. Theoretically, Brahma as it is, free from even the creative power Maya Shakti. It is nothing but Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. Pure consciousness and pure consciousness alone. But when operating through Maya Shakti from the standpoint of creation, it gets the status of Ishvara, Bhagavan. For practical purpose, Adi Shankaracharya doesn't distinguish between these two. He uses one for the other, bhasha, etc. But where the concrete discretion is required, he separates Nirguna and Saguna. In fact, one English scholar from that Max Muller series, he had one Dr. Thibaut. He had translated the Brahma Sutra Bhashya in English for the first time in 1906 or so. The preface says, Adi Shankaracharya doesn't know the distinction between Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. My dear sir, Adi Shankara is not a PhD scholar. Okay? He minds business. For practical purpose, we don't distinguish unless the context demands. So, because why? From practical standpoint, Ishvara, he is your friend, philosopher and guide until how long you know? Until you get absorbed in your Swarupa, not aware of the Jagat, leave alone the body. You are Chinmaya Swarupa. Then the status of Ishvara drops. A gentleman is a father with respect to the children. Suppose, God forbid, all children passed away. Is a father? Yes or no? You have to say, he was a father. You can't say he is a father. He was a father. So also, Brahma, Ishvara, you that Brahma has the status of Ishvara from the standpoint of Jagat. So long as Jagat is there, Ishvara is there. The moment Pralaya takes place, no Jagat, the status of Ishvara went away. We have to say, Brahman was Ishvara when the Jagat was there. Now he is not there because Jagat is not there. So that's why the status of Ishvara drops, and what remains? You, Chaitanya, Brahma only remains. Too much, okay? Don't worry, but little we are aware of it. So therefore, see, this you be very careful. In certain Vedantic text, Ishvara is dismissed, and people who don't know what it is, hey, where is Ishvara? No Ishvara. Your Shastra says. There it is, from the context when there is no Jagat. These people should be asked. They said, see. This Ishvara, etc., all Mano Kalpana, all image in the body. Yes, sir, you are true. But don't stop there. Go a step ahead. Have you noticed, if you say Ishvara is a mental projection, my dear sir, your body is mental projection. Have you thought of it? Your body is mental projection. Right now I can prove it. When you sleep, where is your body? When you wake up, who created? Drishti Srishti. Your Antakriti has created it. So therefore, this half knowledge is dangerous. Not only the entire thing is mental projection only. And your samsara is mental projection. You are not a Parabrahma Swarupa. That is why all this problem of retreat and all that. Just to set right the mistake, set right the error, set right the error. You should know what it's all about. This beating around the bush will not work. You get some satisfaction and you are doing something, punya will be there. That is there. But your problem will not be solved because it will linger. So, therefore, that this beep, I am reading it because you may come across and you may get confused. For practical purpose, Ishvara and Nirguna Brahma, no difference. But Ishvara is a status donned by Brahma with respect to Jagat. Okay? And he is very helpful. Up to the last step of you get totally immersed, absorbed in Swarupa, he only will be your help. You ask, it will be given. He will never fail you. So that one. So, that Bhagavad Tattva from which entire Jagat is born, and because of which all activities of all beings take place. Pravritti, cheshta, activities. Just find out. Don't bother about this. All that you do 24/7. You pick up one by one activity you take. How do they take place? You need Jnanendriya sense organ or organ of action depending on what you are doing, either perceiving or doing. Okay. That needs the mind. That mind needs that particular vritti of perceiving or doing. That vritti jada, it needs to be enlivened. Who enlivens it? Chaitanya. Can you do even a little thing without a Chaitanya? That is what Bhagavad Tattva. That is divinity principle. So, it is the very basis of our all activities. It is the basis of our life, without which we can't exist, without which we can't know, without which we can't act. If, yesterday we have seen, Chaitanya is discarded, stupor, Jagadandhyam prasajjita. You will not be able to say even Jagat is not there because you can't be aware of it. Chaitanya is not there. So it's the very matrix of our life, the very fundamental basis of our life. So from that point, and Ishvara is helpful up to that point. So therefore, that from Parabrahma or Ishvara, the Jagat is born and all activities take place at all levels. To him, Swakarmana, by one's karma. We have seen karma here is, as per Shastra, Varnashrama karma. But we have seen, you have to define in the modern context, you have to define what your duty karma is, and there. That is how Siddhim Vindati Manavaha. So one gets the Siddhi means the Kayendriyanam or Karyakaran Sanghatasya Jnana Nishtha Yogyata. Why should I do these karmas? Because this is the attitude of the body. This is ordained on me by Ishvara. Where has he told you? Have you ever seen him? No. But through Shruti Vedas, through Smritis, dependent texts, the Ishvara has told this you have to do. This is my duty. I obey the command of who? Ishvara. And I do exactly as Ishvara has directed. And I consider it as my worship of Ishvara Tattva. In this, your prime motive is what? Worshipping of Ishvara, offering your duty things, karmas. As a result, do you know what happens? For this, we have to consider, left to ourselves, how do we take to karmas? You do many things. You do many things. What for? General answer, what is that? Our Indian language. Pet ke vaste. To fill up the stomach. Yes, we have to fill up. We have to survive. Of course, we should eat to live and not live to eat. Okay, that's important. So that is it. So yes. Not only that, generally, we take to karmas, activities, to fulfill our desires. Yes or no? To fulfill our desires. And the natural tendency of the human is, I want this. For this I have to do this. I am doing this. And the result is mine. And I will enjoy it. In all this, what is the common denominator? I, my. Which is that I, our present concept? Don't bring Tattvajnana. Don't bring Atmajnana. In our present state, this body is I. And by all these, you are confirming your wrong notion that the body is I. In Vedanta, the first casualty is your wrong notion of body is I. Second casualty must be the Jagat is real. These two wrong things you have to get rid of. And by this your notion, I want this, I will work for it, I will get the result, I will enjoy it. By this, do you know what you are doing? You are more and more confirming your wrong notion that the body is I and the world is real. But at the same time, my plight is that I have no capacity to stop the karma. Don't do. I can't. I can't stop my karma. How do? So Shastra gives you an alternative. Do it, but in doing, your main aim should not be the fulfillment of your desire. What you do? You change your vision. I am doing this as ordained by Ishvara, as a worship to him. Why? He has given this world for me. Without this world, sun, moon, star, rain, etc., I can't survive. He has given me. I have to contribute something. What can I contribute? Discharge your duty. There, what has happened? That fulfillment of desire will get relegated back. But remember, having done your karma, you are bound to get the result. But your mind is not centered on it. And it is centered now who? On Ishvara. Why? I have got bhakti towards Ishvara. Karma yoga, bhakti is necessary. So that is the result. So what happens? Mind gets away from your more and more identity with the body and the Jagat is real. As a result, the earlier turmoil, anxiety, concern in doing the karma, will I get the result? Will I be able to enjoy it? How long, etc.? They will subside. And as a result, your mind will be more and more calm and composed. If you succeed in that, that is what is called as what? Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi. How to do this? Bhagavan Krishna has already told in 3rd chapter. Here he is giving the principle. You worship and then offer. What is that? What is this? It's a very famous verse, often quoted from all stages and most misinterpreted verse. Karman nevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. Says Arjuna, te adhikaraha karmani eva adhikaraha te. Here this word adhikara is most misinterpreted. They take adhikara as right. And they, what was it? You have no right over the result of the action. You have no right over the result of action. Then the question, why should I work, etc.? It is not so. Actually, adhikara means, actually we can take in English like this. Your business, your office, your field of work. When you say business, we mean the field of your business, the field of your work. Arjuna, the field of your work is what? Karma, not the result thereof. Result is whose field? Ishvara's field. He is a karmafal data. You can only do and leave it. Afterwards, he is there. So therefore, don't get entangled in the result of the karma. But you have to do what? You are the office. So that means, otherwise you can say, Arjuna, your jurisdiction is field of work. Don't get entangled in the phala. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Now here again this ma also creates problem. Phaleshu. As for the result of your karma, ma adhikaraha. It is not your field. Now this ma is a more a prohibitive particle which prohibits, which forbids, rarely used as not, no. Ma generally doesn't mean na. It is prohibitive, means you do, and what you do? Deny the result. Result is yours, but you deny, you have got a freedom. To do and deny, you deny on your volition. It is yours. Is it not? Sometimes I don't want that. So that way, that's your attitude. Do and deny. So that is what we have to put that. Do and not that. You have no right over the results of action. Bhagavan is going to tell afterwards. And he has already told in the 18th chapter. Having done the karma, the result, whether it is a desirable ishta, if it is undesirable anishta or mishra, is bound to be there for an ajnani. Natu tyagi naam kvachit. Not for jnani. Sannyasi means jnani there. The jnani will not get the result of karma. All others, whether they want or not, result of action will not leave them. You don't bother about that. It's my job. Good job? Ishvara's job. So therefore, one can certainly act and deny the result thereof. As the result, his mind is not preoccupied with the desires, etc. Me, mine, etc. are not there. It is free from that. That gets a composure, serenity. That is what it is. The question comes now. If I do this for Ishvara, what will happen to me? Who will look after me? I need many things. He is a devotee. That without devotion you can't take karma. He had got Shraddha in Ishvara. Yoga kshemam vahamyam. Ishvara says, I will take care of those people who take this pursuit. What is yoga and kshema? Apraptasya prapti. Gaining which you don't have but you need it. Kshema, praptasya rakshanam. What you have got, it needs to be preserved. It is my job. Whose job? Ishvara says. It's not your field. It's my job. But you do what it needs to be done. So therefore, karma yogi, who is basically a devotee, is not concerned about these needs because it will take care of. See, have you seen this? Especially in India. Many sannyasis and they take to this fully. They don't earn, etc. But in the entire history of humanity, there was not a single person who has taken his life died of want of food. That is as Bharat is, India is concerned. No. Other countries also. There may be less cases, but it's my job. Someone said once, our country is such that, Bharat is such that, if you take to any undertaking wherein you are doing something to help the needy and this thing, please don't bother about finance. Be honest. Be honest in your pursuit. It will come. India. That is India. It comes. So that's the very culture of our country as such. Okay. So he has got devotion. He has trust in Ishvara. So he is not bothered about that. And this karma is what? Transferred into the this worship. As a result, he gets the disposition required for this. What is that? Gain jnana nishtha. So, let us see the verse again. Yataha bhutanam pravritti. Yataha means what? Yasmat. Who is that Yasmat? Ishvarat. From the Ishvara. Now Brahma is not there, Ishvara. The status of Jagat is there. Ishvara. And who is, do you know where is he? Antaryami. You know, the headquarters of Bhagavan Ishvara. No, the headquarters, another thing, branch offices, etc. What is headquarters? Not Vaikunta Kailasa. They are care of addresses. The permanent address. Permanent address. The permanent address. Do you know where is the permanent address of Ishvara? Ishvara sarvabhutana hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. The permanent address is where? Your hridaya, physical heart. Why? Yesterday we have seen. It is the seat of antakarana. And there he is called as the Antaryamin. Antaha sanyamayati. Abiding within us, each and everyone, yamayati, niyamayati, controls. In the sense, controls means enables us to function. So what we are able to do is because of Antaryami, Ishwar. So therefore, you can't hide anything from him. Okay, be careful. He knows before you do. So therefore, his confidence. So that way, so that is from that Ishvara, with Antaryami, so from that Parabrahma Tattva in reality, so that is how Bhutanam Pravritti, the birth of Pancha Mahabhutas and the activities of living beings, see, takes place, and Yena idam sarvam tatam, by which Ishvara, by which Brahma, idam sarvam jagat, this entire jagat is what? Tatam, vyaptam, pervaded. There is no place where Brahma, Ishvara, Chaitanya, Swarupa is not there. Point out. Generally question, where is God? Tell them, my dear sir, please point out where God is not, and I will tell you where God is. Where God is not. He is not here. God is not, I am asking. Yacha kinchit jagat sarvam shriyate drishyate chiva antar bahishatat sarvam vyapya narayanosita. Inside, what you perceive, etc. What is that? Vyapya narayanasita. Narayana means Ishvara Tattva, Brahma Tattva. There is nothing where this principle is not. We do miss because of our ignorance. And we keep him safely where? Vaikunta, Kailasa, Brahmaloka. Somebody said, care of addresses. Best is permanent address. So Antaryami. So therefore that Antaryami, by whom everything is Vyaptam. How Vyaptam? Antaha, inside. Purusha Rupena, in the form of Antaryami. So, and outside, Antar Bahishyatat Sarvam Vyapya Narayano Sitaha. As Ishvara outside. So that Ishvara, Tam Swakarmana Abhyarcha, having worshipped by one's own karmas. Manavaha, the human, who by Shastra is karmadhikari, who is eligible to take to karma, because Prithvi, this human embodiment, is in the karma bhumi, whereas heavens and hell are bhoga bhumis. Bhoga means they are the field where you reap the results of past actions. The devatas in the heaven, except those presiding deities, Adhisthana Devata, the normal denizens of heaven, they have no capacity to do fresh karma. They have to enjoy as per what? Punya. Hellish embodiment. Their papa is problem, they have to suffer. But new karma they can't do. It is the human embodiment. You have the freedom to take to new karma. By taking it properly, you can make yourself. You take wrongly, mar yourself. That limited choice is there for you. Exercise it properly based on the guidelines of the Shastras. Take to karmas which will uplift you, not which degrade you. That's why dharma, this comes in picture. So therefore, say that yena sarvam idam tatam. This way, one who is all pervasive. Swakarmana. As per karma, we have seen what is in this context and earlier Varnashrama context. Tam Ishwaram Abhyarcha, having worshipped. See here, worship need not that as you do puja, etc. Your karma itself is the offering to Ishvara. Abhyarcha. Manavaha, human adhika, that is karma adhikari, siddhim vindati. Again, keep this mind with it. Siddhi means the fitness of the body, indriyas, mind, intellect to retain the Atma Jnana. Be steadfast in the Atma Jnana. Why, etc., will come in the Bhashya of 50th, 55th verse. It is going to come. So, that one can get. So, one Manava gets. Now, our main topic is going to start. So, what is that main topic? The modus operandi of gaining Brahmajnana and Nishtha in that. Why Nishtha also? All these now come step by step. So Bhagavan Krishna introduces this new topic in the verse 50. So we have seen 46, we are now coming to 50. So I have taken one selected verses as 50. I will read, please repeat. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame samasenaiva Samasenaiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame Samasenaiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya ya para. So introduce the topic as if Arjuna be attentive now. Topic is now changing, be attentive. That's implied there, not that he has said so. It's like a prastavana, introduction of what is being now taught. Kaunteya, Arjuna, Kunti's son. Siddhim praptaha. The person who has already got siddhi. Now you know what is siddhi. I won't repeat every time as said. That fitness of body, sense organs, organs of action, mind, intellect, to have jnana nishtha. For the time being, let us only take this much meaning of jnana nishtha because it's going to be elaborated. Steadfastness in Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. More of it we'll be discussing now. That is jnana nishtha. So, that fitness, so that siddhi, praptaha. The person who has accomplished this. Means, what does it mean? The person who has already taken to karma yoga to the point of success. Means, he has properly made use of karma yoga. As a result, he has got the result. What result? Siddhi. That fitness of the mind, etc., body, etc. Now that person, now see, already antakarna shuddhi, chitta prasad, already gained. Job of karma yoga is over. Now, how to proceed? Praptaha. Yatha Brahma apnoti. Yatha, the manner in which such a person gains Brahma. He gets Brahma Prapti. Tatha, that manner, that way, may, now he says, samasena. Arjuna, I'm teaching you all along now. I can't go on. You know where we are. You know where we are? 0 hour of the battle. Already war started. When you blow the conch, already over. Now who shoots first, that repents. And Duryodhana, etc. are waiting. They would have shot it. But something is going something is going on in between. Somebody asked. At that time, why did not Duryodhana attack? Duryodhana knows who is on the other side. Krishna is there. He can't leave everything. Other thing, more than that, on his side also who are there? Bhishma and Drona are there. They are not rule the law of the rule. I mean, the law of the war, rule of the war. If he does it, Bhishma and Drona will get opportunity to desert him. He violated the laws. We won't. He knows. But one more thing you should know. This entire teaching, if you read Bhagavad Gita, at least minimum 2 to 2 and a quarter hours are necessary. Were they waiting there at the zero of the battle? What is happening? No, Krishna taught us a few words. No, he taught thoroughly. Now, how can they wait? Who is Krishna? Yogeshwara. Yogeshwara. He changed the time cycle. Time cycle for whom? Kauravas and for Arjuna, etc. So, therefore what happened? That 2.5 hours for Kauravas, it happened a few minutes. You can elongate, contract the time cycle. You mean, how is it possible? Yes. Do you dream? Yes. I am sure in some dream you might have dreamt yourself from childhood up to the old age. And you have become now 75 age, great grandfather. Ask the modern psychology on this thing. They say no dream can last more than few seconds. In few seconds, you have undergone such an experience so many years. Time cycle change. In fact, I will tell you one interesting story is that one king was to do Rajasuya Yaga. Big yaga it is. Not very. He has to send that Ashwamedha type this thing. He has to send the Ashwa, etc. and have the conquer everyone and that. But this case, he was doing it mentally. As Shastra gives a permission. Mentally. All he was doing, and he did the yaga mentally. But he has to send what? Ashwa, etc. And he has to fight the battle. Some trouble is there, lot of trouble is there. And a very rigorous lifestyle. Celibacy, and all these are there. So, what Indra thought? He has undergone all this, had done this thing, but this part of this rigorous life he has not undergone. So he should not be deprived of the result. So he sends a Shambhara. Shambhara means a magician, not our magician, heavenly magician. He comes with a beautiful horse and comes to the royal court and says, this is a bit fit for you, such as a great dog. You can ride over it. And what happens is, the king, for others to look at, he sits on the throne and he is as if he is dozing. And in the assembly, there are ministers, there are sages. Vasishtha also is there. Vasishtha also is there, one of them. There. And no king, quiet. Afterwards, he wakes up. That magician is not there. He narrates, you know what happened? He had undergone a life of hell. I can't describe that. It's all there. Suffering. And he's surprised. He is where in the royal court sitting, etc. What is happening? Then they came to know that magician cannot be an actual magician. Do you know why? A magician comes to get something. He wants a reward for his feat. He has disappeared. They're puzzled. What has happened? Vasishtha, by the yogic power, dwells in the past. He says, this is what it is. It's a message sent by Indra for this purpose, and This king has undergone the torture to compensate with the difficulties he has to face. Now he will be eligible to gain the result. What I want to tell is 60 years of torturous life with few seconds of dream. This is a time cycle change. Yogis only can do that. So they find that by the by. So that now he says, Arjuna, samasena. Briefly, I have no time to elaborate now, no time because the war is about to start now. And what is that? Now see, what is called as that siddhi. Prapta yatha brahma apnoti. The manner in which he gets Brahma means how he gains Brahma Prapti. What is that actual Brahma Prapti? Bhagavan defines the second line. What is it? Ya. Ya means Ya Brahma Prapti. Add there. Ya Brahma Prapti. Jnanasya Paranishta Bhavati. Bhagavan gives an equation here. Brahma Prapti is equal to Jnanasya Paranishta. Gaining of Brahman is equal to Paranishta. All Nishtha etc. keep intact. They are going to be explained in detail. That unsurpassing steadfastness, abidance in Brahmajnana. Equation given by who? Bhagavan. Brahma Prapti is equal to Jnanasya Paranishta. And that I am going to tell you, Nishtha. Just for present this thing, we can say as Nitaram Sthiti. Nitaram Sthiti means what? A complete abidance. Abiding in the Brahmajnana entirely, which is equal to Brahma Prapti. That I am going to now explain you in short. So with this next class, we will see how Bhashyakara has presented this verse, and then he is going to explain word by word, wherein what is Nishtha etc. will become very, very clear. Okay, we'll proceed.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ॐ।